Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have some brand new Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs for you guys. If you are new here and you like home decor and DIYs on a budget, make sure to stick around by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. All right, now let's get in to see how I made these DIYs. For this DIY, I wanted to make some ornament candles. I've seen these all over the place. So I picked up 2 of these regular white bowls. You can use whatever color or pattern you choose from Dollar Tree. And then I picked up a pack of 4 of these clear bowls. I'm gonna paint 2 of the clear bowls with this paprika spray paint, and then the other 2 clear bowls I'm going to paint with this moss color spray paint. And then I'm gonna leave the white ones alone, and I'm not gonna paint those. Now for the wax, I am going to use a red candle and a white candle from Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to melt those candles down. So I just filled up a big pot with about 6 cups of water, so it kind of went maybe a quarter of the way up the candle, and then I brought that to a boil and let those boil until the wax was completely melted. Then I took the wick out of the red candle and use that in my white bowl because I'm gonna use the red wax in the white bowl, and I'm gonna just place that in the bowl. And then the white wick, I put that in one of the spray painted bowls that I did. And then for the last wick, because I only had 2 wicks to work with, I am going to take some of these birthday candles. Actually, I'm just going to take one of them, and I am going to cut one down, and I'm going to use that as the wick in my last bowl. So I'm just going to melt this with a lighter and then stick it inside my bowl until it adheres to the bowl. If you do it in the wax, it won't work. It just dries, the wax just dries too quickly before you can get it inside the bowl for it to stick. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use some essential oils that I already had. I had this apple pie smell from Walmart that I used in the red wax, and then I had some vanilla that I used in the white wax. And then I went ahead and poured the red wax into the white bowl, and I just split the white wax into each one of the colored bowls. Then I went ahead and I cut my wicks for the white wick and the red wick, so that way they were shorter. And I could have used another red candle to fill the white bowl completely up, but that's okay. Then I put the other bowls on top of my candles, and I'm going to make little tops for them so that they look like ornaments more. So I had this mason jar lid from a jar from Dollar Tree, and I'm not using it. So I went ahead and took that. It fit perfectly, and I painted it with some metallic gold paint. For the 2 colored bowls, I used 2 wooden beads that I got from Dollar Tree and some twine. I tied the twine in the wooden beads to make a little loop, and then I hot glued those on top of those bowls. And then for the last one, when that was all done painted, I just hot glued that on top of the bottom of that top bowl and hot glued some ribbon on the top, and that's it. I love how these turned out.
When all was right and the candlelight would glow, where we used to play in the wintry wonderland, and we hear carol songs from Rudolph's marching band.
For this next DIY, I'm going to make a bell wreath. So I'm going to use one of these wreath forms from Dollar Tree. And then I have some of the big bells, some of the small bells, and some of the medium-sized bells to cover this wreath in. But first, I am going to wrap this wreath with some of this red velvet ribbon from Dollar Tree. I just hot glued the end to the wreath form and then just wrapped it all the way around. And I do this so that way, if I miss any spots, you'll see the red, and then also the back of the wreath is covered, so that way you don't see that green styrofoam in the back. I just like to have that finished look. So once I got that all wrapped, I just hot glued the end and then cut it off. And then, like I said, I'm gonna cover this all in bells. So I started off with the big bells, and then I just hot glued them all around the top of the wreath. I didn't have any pattern or anything. I just hot glued them where I thought they needed to be, and I knew I had the other smaller bells to fill in some of the gaps. So I wasn't too worried about covering every little inch with the big bells. I just went along and did that all the way around the wreath. And I had 7 packages of the big bells. And then once I got all of those down, I moved on to the medium-sized bells, and I used that to go in the cracks and in between the bigger bells to cover up and fill in those gaps. I had 2 packages of the medium-sized bells to do that with. And then lastly, I took these smaller bells, which I had 1 package of, and I just filled in the rest of the gaps all around where I thought it needed. Lastly, I made a bow out of some more of that red ribbon and attached it with some hot glue, and that was it. I think this turned out really pretty.
Oh, how I wish for the Christmases of old, where the snow would fall and the air was crisp and cold.
For this DIY, I'm going to use 2 pieces of wood from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue them together at the ends, and then I flipped it over and reinforced it with some staples on the back. You can use wood glue if you'd like. I just use hot glue for everything. Then I stained the whole piece and let it dry. You can also use, in place of this wood from Dollar Tree, a 1x2 if you have a saw to cut it. I was just at Dollar Tree, so I picked up this wood, easy enough. And then I am going to just measure out every 2 inches across the board and mark it with a pencil. Then I used a 1/16 drill bit and drilled into the wood, not all the way through. I just drilled a hole into each one of those marks I made down the piece of wood. Then I'm gonna take these trees from Dollar Tree. I have 11 of them, and I'm gonna remove the bases because I don't really like the bases of these trees. So I just popped them off. They're easy to pop off. And then I am just gonna place them inside the holes, and that 1/16 drill bit is perfect for this project. The trees do not move once they're in the holes. You don't have to use glue or anything. And this is perfect for a mantle or a table for a centerpiece for Christmas. I love how it turned out.
For the Christmases of old, where the snow would fall and the air was crisp and cold. Oh, how I wish for the Christmas.
For this DIY, I'm going to use one of these handles that you put the cleaning attachments on. This is a smaller one than the broom handle, and it is also plastic. I'm just going to remove that top piece because I don't need it for this project. And then I'm going to use 7 of these greenery picks from Dollar Tree. They have a lot of nice Christmas greenery picks out right now. So I just found 7 that were all alike. Now I'm going to take my drill, and I have a 3/16 drill bit on it, and I'm just going to drill right through the handle. So I have 2 holes on each side, and then I'm going to take my greenery picks and I am just going to push those through the handle. And you just kind of have to force them a little bit because you want them tight. I didn't use any glue on this, but you could use glue on it if you wanted to, but I just forced them in, and then I tried to make them smaller as I went up. So the first one was set was longer, and then the second set was shorter, and the third set was shorter. And then the last greenery pick, I just placed inside the handle and hot glued it in there. And now you can see here, I am wrapping the handle in some nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I used 3 packs of that, and I just started at the bottom and wrapped till I got to the greenery pick, and then I wrapped up the greenery picks just a little bit, each one, so that way it kind of blended all together. And then I just went all the way to the top and hot glued it at the end and cut the excess off when I was done. Now, so this Christmas tree stands up, I'm gonna take one of these wooden boxes from Dollar Tree, and I am gonna go ahead and drill a hole in the middle of the bottom of it with a 5/8 drill bit. And then I am going to stain the box and the lid with the same stain I used before. You can use whatever stain you would like, and let that dry. Next, I'm gonna use some floral foam from Dollar Tree. I used this block of floral foam that is harder than the soft floral foam that Dollar Tree sells. So I just cut it down to size so that way it fits snugly inside my box. And then once it fit in there, I just cut off the bottom so that way it was even and I could hot glue my box on top of the lid. And then I just pushed my tree trunk right down in the styrofoam and hot glued it so it would be secure. Then I took these battery operated fairy lights that I got off of Amazon. You can get a pack of 20 of them, I believe around $20. So it's a really good deal. I'll leave a link to them down below in the description box. I just wrapped everything up in this. I started at the top branches and wrapped the branches in the tree trunk. I used 5 packs of these and I just hot glued the battery packs onto the back of the tree trunk and onto the box so that way I could still access the batteries and the on and off switches. As I was wrapping the tree with the lights, I was fluffing the branches out and realized it looked a little sparse. So I lost some footage here, but the branches that I'm pulling on here, they come in a pack of 6 from Dollar Tree. So I used like 2 or 3 packages of those and shoved those into the branches to fill everything out. And I like how this tree turned out. It's cute. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a Christmas tree emoji down in the comments below if you did, and also give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.